Hey everybody, it's William here with you today, and I want to talk with you about what it means to be on the path. So what is the path, right? The path is simply something that it's a path. Obviously, it was a set path, but it means that we're going from where we are today to some point in the future where you'd like to be ideally with yourself, the ideal version of you, the ideal version of your life. It's the distance between today and that. It's that trajectory that you get to decide on. So you know you're on the path when you, first of all, you've got to know where you're going. You have to have given that some thought. That's the first step. The second step to being on the path, or the second thing that lets you know that you're on the path, is if you've decided to make some changes and improve yourself, right? That's what the improvement is, the difference between where you are now and where you'd like to be. And the third thing that lets you know that you're on the path is that you've started to make some changes and some decisions in the moment today or tomorrow or maybe even next week. But it means that you're actively sort of making changes that take you closer to, move you closer to that future ideal of yourself. And it doesn't really matter what those changes are or how big those changes are or how fast you're making them. If you're taking action that's taking you closer to your ideal future, then you're on the path. And nobody gets to decide what your path is for you except for you. And I want you to be careful when you're thinking about what your path is going to look like, when you're starting to dream and imagine about the person that you want to become, the way that you want your finances to look, the way that you want your body to look and your health to be, the way that you want your personal character to evolve, what type of spiritual connections you're going to have with your higher power, whatever it is. I want you to be careful to design it with creativity and imagination. And just remember that a lot of the programming that you have is going to start tricking you into having these things we call limiting beliefs that want to tell you what's possible for you and what's not possible for you, or what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. As you learn to pay more attention to yourself and get to know yourself a little bit better, and you get to design this future for yourself, you'll start to realize that only you can design this and add to it. You don't have to pay any attention to what anybody else wants for you or what anybody else thinks that you should do. You don't have to pay any attention to what the media tells you is right or wrong. You get to decide for yourself. And I know that there are a lot of voices out there these days. I mean, voices from social messaging and from different political groups and friends and maybe your teachers, school, the news. We're getting all of these different mixed messages, and sometimes it becomes kind of hard to think clearly anymore. And frankly, we might even lose touch with what we actually want because we're in reactive mode to all of these forces so much that we haven't spent a lot of time getting in touch with our own desires and our own creative imagination to say, hey, wait a minute, just pause for a second. I want to take some time to figure out what it is that I want. What's important to me? If I had a magic wand and anything were possible, how would I design my ideal self in the future? What would that look like? What would that sound like? How would I do that? What would that be like? And I think we're just going to go with this recording. I don't want to do another take on this because this actually plays right into it very well. I was going to stop there and reset the camera because I didn't like how I stumbled, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. I stumbled, I got back up, and I'm back on the path now. I've decided that I want to make this video for you to share with you what it's like to be on the path so you can get some value out of it. And in the middle of it, I tripped and fell, proverbially, and I got back up and I got back on the path, right? I mean, this might have taken me 37 takes to get it right, but when I'm done, it's going to be perfect because that's just the way it is. And if I want to make a new one tomorrow, I can put the phone away, hit the record button again, pull it back out. Well, wait a minute, I'm going to use that one also because it doesn't matter how you get to where you want to be from where you are. We don't need to know the how. You might take a zigzag course, you might even back up and go back forward, take some wrong turns there, but as long as you are in the moment, knowing where you want to be and you're moving in that direction and you're making some changes in your life, then you're on the path, whatever that path looks like for you. So until next time, we've got some more good topics coming up, but I want you to think about, if you had a magic wand and anything were possible, what would you design for yourself for your future? Take care.